So here we will calculate the heat transfer resistance and the heat transfer coefficient. Heat transfer resistance, heat transfer coefficient for the case of free convection and nucleate boiling. Heat transfer resistance denoted by R is equal to delta T by Q. Q is the heat input. T5 minus T4 is the temperature difference between the heater surface and the liquid. Heat transfer coefficient H is Q divided by A delta T, where A is the heating surface area, the heater surface area, which is equal to 0.001875 square meter. With the help of this formula, we can find out the heat transfer coefficient of the surface. After finding out the heat transfer coefficient, we will tabulate in this manner the heat for the heat input of 5 watt, the heat transfer resistance of that this much, and the heat transfer coefficient is this. For nucleate boiling, say for the 30 watt, we are here we have taken 32 and 62 watt in this reading. So accordingly we will change. You can change, you put here 32 and 62 and find out the heat transfer resistance and the heat transfer coefficient. After that, we will for the condensation study, the QC is the heat transfer through the cooling coil. The heat transfer from the cooling coil is equal to nothing but the whatever that heat taken away through by the water, MWCP delta T. Delta T is the temperature difference between the inlet and outlet temperature, and Cp is the water specific heat capacity of the water, and MW is the mass flow rate of the water in kg per second, of course. And there is the mean water temperature is TW, so T1 plus T2 by 2, and the mean logarithmic temperature difference is given by this delta Tm is T2 minus T1 divided by Ln, T3 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2, and overall heat transfer coefficient we can find out is equal to QC divided by AC. AC is the area of the condenser cooling coil multiplied by temperature difference between the vapor and mean water temperature. So with this help of this simple formula, we can find out the overall heat transfer coefficient, and we can tabulate in this form for this particular value of heat input. For this case, I think we will 62 degrees at 62 watt. The cooling capacity QC can be found out here and tabulated in this manner. So that's